Fam on three. 1, 2, 3. Hey!
G'day mates, and welcome back to Black Flag Athletics on our expedition to fix your snatch from the ground up. In our last video, and there's a big reveal coming up here real soon. You're going to find out who these sexy ankles belong to. But before we get to that, we're going to continue on talking about fixing the snatch from the ground up. So in our last video, we talked about footwork and how important it is and what our feet, the role that our feet play, and how important they are in terms of setting up properly for the individual athlete. Now we're going to talk about, after we're set up in that position, what's comfortable for your athlete, initiating a pull off the floor. So we have two scenarios. From a coaching standpoint, we like to use one of two cues here at Black Flag Athletics. The first one being push the floor away. Simply, you are trying to exert as much force against the ground as possible. Now, that's a good cue for most people, but it gets a little tricky because we have to control the speed when we talk about a force velocity curve, which we can talk about later. We have to control the tempo or the speed of the bar coming off the floor. The second cue, and the one we like to use more often here at Black Flag, is the idea of pushing your knees back. And we use that cue because when we tell our athletes to push their knees back, it puts us in the right position in terms of angles from our ankle to our knee to our hip, especially the angle we're looking at here from our first pull, where the knee is stacked right over the ankle joint, what they call a vertical shin position. So here it comes, fam. The big reveal. Coach Powell is going to set up here. We always want to find a position where our knee is either right in line with our elbow or a little bit in front of the elbow. And what he's going to do is when we give the cue of pushing the knees back, he's going to go ahead and push his knees back as he lifts the bar off the floor, and he's going to find this vertical shin position. Notice what we talked about before. Coach here splays his knees or pushes his knees out a little bit, but he's doing a great job at driving his big toe into the ground to be able to exert as much force against the ground as possible. So, go ahead and put it down, Coach, before you get up on your legs. So the next time you're setting up on the floor, think feet first, and then think, what are we going to do once we get set up? Is this thing on? Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.